from the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Sunday officially launched the Pamilya Pass 1+3 promo for Metro Manila's train systems, offering free rides every Sunday for 3 companions of each paying passenger. The fare initiative would apply across Metro Rail Transit or MRT Line 3 and Light Rail Transit or LRT Lines 1 and 2 starting June 1st. To mark the rollout, the President, First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and their 3 sons boarded an MRT-3 train at GMA Kamuning Station in Quezon City. They invited the public to take advantage of the program aimed at strengthening Filipino family ties. The initiative is designed to give more Filipinos a chance to spend quality time together, especially amid the daily pressures faced by commuting families. He also acknowledged the struggles faced by many commuters who often miss family time due to long work hours and exhausting travel.
We'll help inaugurate this new promotional program, I suppose, for our public transport system. Alam nyo kasi, ang kultura ng Pilipino, ang linggo, para sa pamilya yan, para sa mga mahal sa buhay na magsama, na makapag-bonding ng kaunti. Kaya ginawa namin, ay gumawa kami ng programa, ay ang tinatawag 1+3 program. Ibig sabihin, pag linggo, bibili ka ng isang ticket, +3 ang pwede mong isakay. Ibig sabihin, sa isang ticket, 4 ang pwedeng sumakay. Para naman mabigyan natin ng pagkakataon yung ating mga pamilya, mga magkabarkada na magkasama. Pero kami, lumampas kami doon sa 1+3, kaya si Congressman Sandro nagbayad ng sarili ng ticket. Pero yun ang aming, sana naman, mabigyan natin ng pagkakataon ang ating mga kababayan na maramdaman nila yung linggo. Kasi alam naman namin na napakahirap ng oras ng commuter. At madalas nating marinig, wala na kaming oras para sa pamilya. Dahil pagdating namin, tulog na lahat. Aalis kami, tulog pa. Kaya naman, sinasabi namin, bigyan natin ng chance naman na magsama. Na hindi additional, hindi may dagdag na pagbayad. Para lang makasama ang inyong pamilya. Kaya nandito na yung ating program na 1+3.
That was Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Sunday ordered a 1-month suspension in the planned full rehabilitation of Epifanio de los Santos Avenue or EDSA, citing the need to explore new ways that could shorten the project duration and ease public inconvenience. The EDSA rehab, originally set to begin on June 13, aims to overhaul one of Metro Manila's major thoroughfares. During the launch of a free fare scheme at the Metro Rail Transit 3 GMA Kamuning Station in Quezon City, President Marcos said he had instructed Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon and Public Works and Highways Secretary Manny Bonoan to pause the rehabilitation for now. The President emphasized the need to reassess the cost-benefit of the 2-year rehabilitation project, citing the heavy traffic burden it would impose on hundreds of thousands of commuters and motorists using the 23-kilometer EDSA. President Marcos instructed his team to evaluate newer methods and innovations that could potentially cut the project timeline.
Dahil marami kaming doon sa pinaplanong EDSA rehabilitation, ang daming bumalik na nag-aalala paano yung trabaho namin. Kung ang pag-commute namin ay napakatagal na, madadagdagan pa ng 1 oras, 2 oras, wala na talaga, hindi na kami uuwi. Kaya tinitignan po natin. Ito yung nangyari. Bukod pa doon, meron tayong mga nakita ng mga bagong teknolohiya na hindi natin ginamit doon sa pagplano sa EDSA rehabilitation. Kaya in-instructionan ko si Secretary Vince Dizon at saka si Secretary Manny Bunuan ng DPWH ay sinabi ko, pause muna doon sa rehabilitation. Huwag muna natin gagawin. Dahil pag tinitignan natin yung cost-benefit analysis, maganda sana kung maayos natin. Ngunit, ang laking sakripisyo ng 2 taon na masyadong mabigat, masyadong mahigpit ang traffic. Kaya pause na muna yan at sabi ko sa kanila, bigyan natin ang sarili natin ng 1 buwan. Pag-aralan natin itong mga bagong teknolohiya na nakikita natin. Pag-aralan natin, gumawa tayo ng magandang plano. Baka naman, imbis na 2 taon, magawa natin sa 6 na buwan, magawa natin sa 1 taon, whatever it is. Tignan natin kung anong available sa atin. Pero sa ngayon, maliwanag na napakarami ang mahihirapan pagka tinuloy natin yung EDSA rehabilitation. We will find, in other words, ang sinasabi ko, we will find a better way na hindi masyadong mahirap para sa ating mga commuter.
The government earlier planned to roll out traffic mitigation measures during the construction, including an odd-even vehicle scheme and free access to limited portions of the Skyway Stage 3. In response, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, said it will cancel the implementation of the odd-even scheme during the 1-month suspension. MMDA Chair Don Artes said the suspension is a chance to revisit the plan to ease the expected heavy traffic. The MMDA will continue implementing the existing number coding scheme.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, or DHSUD, is considering the provision of rental housing support to qualified beneficiaries under President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s flagship Pambansang Pabahay para sa Pilipino, or 4PH program. Secretary Jose Ramon Aliling said the DHSUD is open to all feasible modalities to make 4PH more inclusive and sustainable. In a news release on Sunday, Aliling said all feasible modalities under 4PH must be exhausted, adding that the more schemes available for fellow Filipinos, depending on the need and their capacity, the better. The DHSUD is looking at families within the lower income deciles as among the targeted beneficiaries. Upon his assumption on Monday in lieu of Jose Rizalino Acozar, Aliling announced the recalibration of 4PH to include horizontal developments or subdivision-like housing projects. Ray Mulan Lands Incorporated, a top developer of socialized housing projects, promptly committed 35,656 housing units in the next 2 years. Before this, 4PH was focused only on vertical or condominium-type developments. The DHSUD Central Office is now crafting guidelines for the inclusion of horizontal developments to 4PH.
Dateline Malacañang.
The defense chiefs of the Philippines, Australia, Japan, and the United States have expressed their continued serious concern on China's destabilizing actions in the East China Sea or ECS and the South China Sea or SCS. Philippine Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr., Australian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Defense Richard Marles, Japanese Minister of Defense Nakatani Jen, and United States Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth issued the remarks after their meeting in Singapore on Saturday. In a joint statement, the defense leaders expressed continued serious concern about China's destabilizing actions in the ECS and the SCS and any unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force or coercion. This marked the fourth defense leaders meeting of the four countries in the last 3 years, underscoring their sustained collaboration to advance a free and open Indo-Pacific. The joint statement added that they also reiterated their serious concern about dangerous conduct by China in the SCS against the Philippines and other countries and stressed the importance of the peaceful resolution of disputes. The defense leaders highlighted the importance of upholding international law, freedom of navigation and overflight as reflected in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea or UNCLOS. The defense chiefs came up with 4 key developments in their partnership. Synchronizing priority defense investments, including infrastructure investments to support Philippine defense priorities and a free and open Indo-Pacific. Enhancing information sharing to establish a common operating picture in the SCS and the Indo-Pacific region. Strengthening cybersecurity and resilience by jointly investing in the Philippines' cybersecurity and resilience for defense, including through existing defense exercises and trainings. The defense leaders also recognized the importance of cooperation to counter threats to national security posed by malicious actors, increasing operational coordination and interoperability in the Indo-Pacific region for greater deterrence, peace, and security. The defense chiefs recognized the importance of regularly convening meetings at ministerial and officials levels to reinforce cooperation and coordination.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines Department of Health or DOH over the weekend denied information circulating online claiming a lockdown is in place in the country due to mpox or monkeypox, advising the public to get information only from its official social media accounts. In an advisory, the department said it does not see the need to impose a lockdown as mpox is not airborne. It also said mpox cases logged in 2024 and in April this year were far higher compared to the cases in May. A graph released to the media showed that confirmed cases in April 2024 were higher than in May, but there were no figures. The DOH said it just happened that the cases are now hogging the headlines because local government units or LGUs are more active in reporting their cases. It said the milder mpox clade 2 variant and not the more fatal mpox clade 1b has been recorded today. It added that mortality in clade 2 is lower at 1 in 10 compared to the 4 in 5 among those with clade 1b. The public is advised to heed health advisories issued through the DOH's official social media accounts.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Indonesian Health Ministry over the weekend issued a circular to raise awareness about COVID-19 and the risk of other outbreaks following an increase in cases in several countries in Asia. In a statement, the ministry's acting director general of disease control, Murthy Utami, reported that COVID-19 cases have increased in several Asian regions including Thailand, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Singapore. She said the dominant COVID-19 variants spreading in Thailand are XEC and JN.1. In Singapore, LF.7 and NB.1.8, the derivatives of JN.1. In Hong Kong, JN.1, and in Malaysia, XEC, the derivative of JN.1. However, the infection transmission and the death rate are still relatively low. As Indonesia enters its 20th week of 2025, COVID-19 cases are currently declining. Weekly confirmed cases have dropped significantly from 28 in the 19th week to just 3 in the 20th week, resulting in a positivity rate of 0.59%. The dominant variant circulating is MB.1.1. Utami emphasized that health units and stakeholders must take several actions in response to the increase in COVID-19 cases in the Asian region. These include monitoring developments in the global situation and information related to COVID-19 incidents through official government and WHO channels, as well as increasing early warning by monitoring and verifying trends in ILI, SARI, pneumonia COVID-19 cases through routine reporting of the Early Warning and Response System or SKDR. Efforts also involve promoting a healthy lifestyle and COVID-19 awareness, such as adopting a clean and healthy lifestyle or PHBS and washing hands with running water and soap or using hand sanitizer. She then stressed the importance of early detection and prompt case response in accordance with established provisions to prevent the outbreak from spreading.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, the Department of Finance or DOF said the 2026 to 2031 Country Partnership Framework or CPF recently approved by the World Bank Group or WBG aligns closely with Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s development agenda focused on inclusive growth. The new CPF ensures that support is tailored to the key priorities of the administration, such as improving healthcare, education, job creation, digitization, and building a more resilient and inclusive economy. In a news release Sunday, Finance Secretary Ralph Recto said the World Bank has once again proven to be a reliable partner of the Philippines. The CFP guides the WBG's engagement with member countries, ensuring support remains targeted and relevant to the beneficiary. It employs a country-driven and evidence-based approach, supported by detailed analysis of the country's development challenges and opportunities. For the Philippines, the new CPF is shaped by wide-ranging consultations with national and local government agencies, academic institutions, civil society organizations, development partners, and the private sector. Improved access to quality health and education will close the human capital gap and strengthen the capabilities of Filipinos. Through its implementation, the WBG expects to deliver quality health, nutrition, and population services to 19 million Filipinos and support better education outcomes for 15 million students. The framework also aims to create or improve 4 million jobs, expand broadband access to 19 million individuals, and mobilize $2 billion in private capital to drive economic growth. Additionally, the CPF is expected to support 12.5 million beneficiaries of social protection programs and improve climate resilience for 13 million people, helping shield communities from future shocks. It also underscores the need for a more efficient and capable public sector. Through digital transformation and smarter service delivery, the WBG aims to enable 20 million people to access government services online, making public institutions more accessible, accountable, and responsive. The CPF is a joint strategy of the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, International Finance Corporation or IFC, and the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency or MIGA. The WBG will provide financial support and advisory services to implement the CPF, including IFC support to mobilize private sector capital, while MIGA will explore opportunities to support investments through its guarantee platform.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, for our foreign exchange rates, according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP, as of Friday, May 30th, the United States dollar stands at 55 pesos and 70 centavos, the Japanese yen at 39 centavos, Singaporean dollar at 43 pesos and 29 centavos, South Korean won at 4 centavos, and a Chinese yuan is at 7 pesos and 75 centavos. In other foreign currencies, the Hong Kong dollar is at 7 pesos and 10 centavos. The British pound is at 75 pesos and 18 centavos. 1 euro is equivalent to 63 pesos and 35 centavos, 40 pesos and 34 centavos for the Canadian dollar, while the Saudi Arabian rial has a value of 14 pesos and 85 centavos.
Dateline Malacañang.
And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.